Alright, stream. So, today, once I get my audio levels correct, we're going to be doing universal fluid solidifiers. Yesterday we left off with me making americium. As you can see, we've made 140k of it, but there is still 314,000 left to craft, which is a little bit insane. I didn't think it would be this slow. It looks like it's 4.8 seconds for a ninth of an ingot, so I guess that makes sense. It's using a little bit over an amp of ZPM, which I think is more than fine for what we're able to pull. I haven't seen these guys flick on in a long time, so I'm assuming that our energy storage is fine, but you know, it's always good to triple check. We've got our halfway full energy buffer on our transformer. Hello, Ninja. What is good? You know what, I'm feeling okay today. I am ready to do universal for fluid solidifiers, which are these big ass honkin' machines, or fluid shapers, I guess. And these things, when built to the maximum size, look like this, which is huge, right? That's like 211 casings, a bunch of radiators, a bunch of glass. This is not a laughing amount of glass, and we're gonna need to make a lot of these. So, without further ado, I think it's time. We should probably make 2 of these outright, which should be pretty easy. The hard part is going to be all the components involved. I think I have solidifier casings patterned. So we would just need like literally 750 or more, which we can do actually. And I'm kind of curious to see how fast this gets absolutely demolished by my least favorite thing in the factory, which is the alloy blast smelter. That's not terrible. Ninja says, I set up universal LCRs. Let's go. It's so nice once you set it up for the first time. Like you just never have to worry about pattern space ever again. I have like a janky controller setup, but there's a lot of different cell loader setups that you can do. And this one is small, so that's why I had it at first. We should probably do the loader setup, honestly. It's probably gonna take the most time. And it actually works. Lovely. That is kind of important, you know, when you're making these systems. Universal chem reactor is the gateway drug. Okay, how do I want to set these up? How's it going? Cyrus, how are you doing, by the way? First thing we always gotta do is get our channels over here. So I'll get my advanced memory card and bind this to anything that seems like it could be in spawn, which that looks right. And then we'll rename it ME Solid Universal Solidifier. There we go. Hello, Cat. How are you doing? I hope you're well. Doing pretty well tonight. Might set up another chem line on TJ later. Nice. Lovely. Alright, I gotta make a quick calculation of how many different mold types we're gonna be using today. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 off the rip. Let me see which ones are going to be super useful for universal. Probably gears, so we'll do casings, gear. Anvil seems... Will I ever need a huge amount of anvils? It's not ridiculous, right? Because there's probably a forge hammer multi-block later in the game or something that requires forge hammers. Let's count through what I think might be useful though. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, 4, 5. What does ball mold be used for? Quicksilver, snowball, dyes. Yeah, I don't think I want that. So, 1, 2. Let me also, I'll put this in NEI so I don't forget this. 2, 3, 4. We probably want block, right? I feel like that's not ridiculous. Doing good. Playing some Borderlands 2, lol. How are you doing today? I am doing pretty well today. I had a very restful day. Had a very strong rock climbing session last night, so I'm feeling a little tired, so I'm recouping my energy. And then I've got my cookie bake tomorrow, which I'm really excited about. I invited a bunch of friends over. I think one of my friends is going to make the dough, and then we're gonna do the decorating and baking once they get here. So I'll just get like some tea or something, some some drinks and some food, and have a good time. All right, round bolt. Do we want screw and ring? Screw feels like it's too far. We might as well future-proof this, right? Screw, long rod, rotor, turbine blade seems like a little much. Alright, ends up being a lot of different patterns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 different molds that I could theoretically be using. EBF cookie. So we're gonna make, on this side, we're gonna make an array of 9 of these interface drive setups, which I think is the smart way to do this. And then it'll be mirrored on the top. How close is that? It's like exactly divided right here, I want to say. Oh, I'm not used to this. I've been doing a lot of creative testing because I'm trying to arrange a Blood Magic Meteors video, like how to automate them. And I've recently come up with some really interesting technology that I could explain to you guys. I think I'll probably try to set it up later, but it's something that will automatically, when you need resources from a meteor, it will automatically call the meteor to be sent down, mined, and then all of the graphite will be visible to the main network. So it's as if it could be a recipe step in AE2. Um, and there's a couple of fail safes you need to do with this. One of them is to make sure that you aren't summoning more than one meteor at a time. Oh my gosh, sorry. And you know what I'm feeling? Where's the Yay album? There we go. And yeah, and then like making sure that when you orb process it, it's visible to mainnet. Otherwise, the main network won't count it as a completed pattern, which I don't know. It's very complicated and interesting, and I found a very cute way, I think, of doing it. I'm excited to share it with you guys because I've recently been running out of graphite. Um, and that's not something you want to run out of, right? And I was like, what? Well, I have meteors for this. It would be nice if I didn't have to summon these by hand. So, well, maybe I'll show that off later today. I'll set that up for graphite, for graphene. Right now, though, we do gotta set up a whole ton of molds. Hello, Orange Creamsicle, how goes it? This is a whole ton of fluid solidifier molds, but I guess in this way it will be very, very future-proof. There is one of the biggest universal apologists in my Discord, Hollow Wings, has very rave reviews for the fluid solidifier, and I thought to myself that if eventually I should probably do this, right? I am the universal person at this point. I'm doing good. I'm playing Tarkov after building for 2 hours. Lovely. I always do like a little bit of building. I don't know how you guys feel about this, but I always try to build off stream, like just do like designing and building, because I find that it isn't as engaging as the rest of what I do. But if you guys feel that like a building stream or like building on stream generally would not be something that would bore the hell out of you, I would like that feedback. I would love to know that. And Ninj with the guess the track again. Ninj is the first to do this. We're listening to the Yay album. The song is called I Thought About Killing You, which is a little bit of a weird one. I was placing 10k stone bricks for my dome. I have about 140k to go. Oh Lord. Are you like hand making a dome? Hello, chaotic debris. Tabri? Sorry, if you'll let me know how I should say your name. The way I think it is chaotic tabri, but I'm not entirely sure. So please let me know how to best pronounce that. I just saw your universal processing video. I came here to follow and you are on. Yes, I am, and I am actually currently setting up universal fluid solidifiers. So if you're still curious, you can tag along for a little bit as I set all this up. Currently, we're going to set up drives. There's a whole ton of different fluid solidifier patterns that we'll need. I just counted it. You can kind of see the molds on the left side of the screen. It's mostly hidden by my camera. I just cannot get the audio right today. There we go. I think that's fine. I'm using the enhanced build guide to place them. Using the sphere to make the bottom part only. Sadly, can't rotate the dome. Okay, chaotic tabris. The S is not island. Thank you, Ninj. And we're gonna do some stuff. Advanced information panel. I like to label these with advanced information panels. I find it's the best way to organize it for me personally, but they do take a little bit of time to like get going. But I think it's a very important part of this. We need a text card. We should be able to just batch craft a couple of these. Let's do 16 at a time. I love advanced info panels. I have them fucking everywhere. I wish that there was like a configurable tool to set up that you could like copy and paste settings, but there is not. So I just have to suffer. Okay, I'm also very scared right now because this is just not happening, I don't think. Oh, maybe it is. We're just very, very alloy smelter limited. I should also start crafting the other components. Which is, we're gonna need like 73 solidifier radiators per, and I'm thinking I'm gonna make like 3. So let's go for like, I want to say 200 because we already have some. Maybe we'll do 250. That is 128 electric pumps. I can handle that. I can deal. Oh my god, that is a little loud. Tabris, where are you at tier-wise? Early IV. Nice. I'm going back to GTNH after months without playing and trying to remember everything I was doing right now. Also cursing my past self for not labeling stuff. Well, yes, that's why you see me here. I am religiously labeling things. Okay, this will be ingot. Actually, we can do this in alphabetical order, probably. So plate, wait, that's not alphabetical. Okay, let's do let's do ingot plate, and I can just slowly take these off the list as they go. Another thing I hate is for some reason, every time I do like some specific commands on these advanced information panels, the buttons disappear and I can't continue to do anything on them, which really kind of annoys me. If you guys know the solution for this, there might be like some order of buttons I can press. I think that was it actually. Oh, okay. We got plate, we got ingot. Let's do, I think rod and what do we think? What's the most popular? Maybe rod and nugget? Currently starting setup AE2 crafting. Hello, Brianna. Hi, I love the red. Question of the day. If you could meet any inventor from the past, who would it be? I mean, if I were to meet a person from the past, if you can qualify a musician as an inventor, that's probably where I would go with that. But I don't think that's probably not what you're asking. I have to think about that one. Let's see, ring and round probably. Actually, you know what? Let's do this. Rod and ring, and then we'll do nugget and round. Rod and ring, nugget, round. I prefer to waste it. Okay, let's take out rings. Let's take out rounds. We'll do the two different gears. Technically solving power first so I can get to auto crafting. I did an A2 list run, but damn, you haven't gotten auto crafting yet in IV? I don't remember why I didn't do it either. No, say the musician too. But I'm taking the first opportunity to automate purple rocket fuel for first ECEs. No, that's okay. I would figure you would go musician way as long as I get an answer. Okay, I think there are so many like racist ass horrible musicians. Like the one of the people that one of the composers that I like their music a lot. Um, their actual like person is terrible. Um, and that's Franz Liszt. He was he was something. If you ever want a little history project, look him up. All right, gear, small gear. Let's do bolt screw. Obviously, I'd meet Kanye. I'd have to actually think about who I think. You know what? Tchaikovsky was gay. He was a little twink. He was this little like antisocial twink. It would be really funny to meet him. Bolt screw. Man, I wish I could just copy paste these things. Bolt and screw. All right, we've got. I think I'll do long rod rotor. I think I want to put long rod next to rod, but I also feel weird about that. I'd obviously have to meet Kanye. Oh, I thought you meant old bad people. I have essentially only made the IV machine hall. I don't even have IV machines. All right, and then you're basically like you're at the point where IV automation or like AE2 automation really starts, to be completely honest. You could have started earlier, but I'm not gonna. I don't think anyone's gonna judge. I might. Gregtech might if he were here. He's a endgame player who's famous for his judgment. Today I made some cupcakes and brownies. That sounds wonderful. I'm having a cookie bake with friends tomorrow. Small pipe, normal pipe. Turn it on, do that. Oh, that's the last thing I'm supposed to do. Screen color. Then I hit it with that. And then finally we get the large pipe and huge pipe. And I think with that, we should have everything. I'll judge. Cat's Cozy Game says he judges everyone. Cat is another streamer, chaotic, and Greg Cat is a common fixture, like a beloved fixture in both of our streams. Always there, always the same judgments. It's so funny. Okay. Oh shit! I should have replaced this cable. This is a lot of channels. I might need to get. It's possible I'll need to get a second thing for all the channels, although I don't know if that's actually true. Let me think about this. 18 channels, and then we'll need output channels. Probably like just 3, actually. So we might be good. Yesterday I fell asleep on stream. I woke up a bit and it was over. I'm just mad I didn't get the points, but it's fine. For if you're wondering, Chaotic Tabris, I do have a point redeem. I regret mentioning this because I know someone's about to do it as soon as I say this. I have a point redeem to make me drink water. So if that sounds like something you'd enjoy torturing me with today, guess what happened? Fancy that happening. Cheers. All right, you got me. Is that a Jinx emoji? Is that Jinx yawning? Because that's fire. Yeah, Cyrus, yes, I am a nerd, and I did just hydrate. Can't believe you guys. Okay, so that's how this little setup works. Every subnet is powered. We have all of these things. We did forget something very important. We do need advanced blocking cards for each of these interfaces, and we can just crouch and right-click the blocking cards into these. For those of you who are wondering what the advanced blocking card does, because this is actually a very useful thing in ME, and it's kind of complicated to understand. What an advanced blocking card does is it will take like an interface, right? And it will tell an adjoining interface. So this is like this interface on mainnet is where I'll put all my patterns on it. And those patterns will go into this interface, which is connected to this cell subnet, which will be full of ingot molds. The advanced blocking card will tell me, hey, there are items on this subnet, like anywhere in the subnet stored. It will tell you if there are items in it, and it will try to block the next recipe from being added. That is, if these interfaces are on blocking mode. It's a very niche thing, it seems like at first, but the more that you understand AE2 and the more that you like dig and start doing complicated automations, it gets very, very useful. For stuff like assembly lines is when you're going to see it first, because assembly lines need you to put a single pattern in one at a time in order to get all of the ingredients in the right order and in the right quantities. So advanced blocking cards are like just your bread and butter for advanced automation. I think I was changing my entire oil processing and plastic production to AE2 before doing auto crafting for some reason. You know what, Tabris, if you do set up these universal LCRs, I literally do not have a single passive plastic line. I have lines to get all of the components for them, so I can show you my chem area. Over here for like, PBI, polybenzimidazole, and like styrene, butadiene, whatever the fuck. We've got propene, we've got butadiene, we've got ethylene, but none of this actually makes the products. As long as you can source them, you can really quickly auto craft any type of plastic in Universal. Like I can show you. Let's say we wanted a whole bunch of polytetrafluoroethylene, right? That's like or actually, you know what? Even better. Not silicone, but epoxy resin, yeah, molten epoxid. 1 million molten epoxid. Let's go. You'll probably never guess how long this takes. And it's pretty damn quick. I'm hoping this is not broken, because it's looking awfully broken. There you go. Why are the recipes cycling? What's going on here? That's weird. I have never had this happen like this. I think it might have to do with the fluid packet decoder speed. So I guess I lied to you. Why is this so slow today? This is kind of embarrassing, I cannot lie. I wonder if it has to do with batch mode. Oh man, it does have to do with batch mode. Okay. Well, make sure you turn off batch mode, I guess. Look at that, that's much faster. That's so weird. Hollow, do you have anything on this? I think batch mode is breaking my LCRs, or like making the recipe log time really slow. Oh shit, did that just double feed a recipe? I'm so scared. Your machine cover is probably fucked. Here, let me take this 23 out. Dude, something is awry today. Hello, Sol Diamants. I've heard about your allegations. You're a monster. Your card has been pulled. More info soon. Okay. Well, okay. All that considered, we did get our 1 million epoxid. That's kind of weird. Check Discord. I made a graph maker. As soon as I'm done with stream, I will check that for sure. That's so odd. I didn't know batch mode could break it like that. Let's check to make sure that the cells have all gone back in place. Let's try this again. There we go. That's how that should look. Look at that go. How dare you blow me off? I hope I'm not blowing you off. I did just read what you said. I don't know what you mean by it, though. There's another 400,000. And very soon it should be done. You'll see the recipes just flit in and out of this. And I think that's another 1 million epoxid getting crafted in like 5 seconds. So what I'm trying to say, the moral of the story is, you don't need to make passive plastic lines if you make universal chem reactors, because you can on-demand a whole bunch of these plastics in like incredible amounts of time. We just spent like 30 seconds waiting for 1 million epoxid to craft out, which is a lot. That's a lot, right? Okay, the next thing that I want to do, I guess, which tier of power are those LCRs hooked to? They're hooked to 2 ZPM hatches each. It doesn't entirely matter because most of these recipes are a single tick anyway. So it doesn't, for it probably, I don't even know how to say this. Because most of these recipes could be one ticked with lower energy hatches, the speed will probably remain the same. Cheers. So yeah, that's the moral of the story. Don't do passive plastics. Don't be a threefold. That's all. Okay, we need a 5x5 area to set up these fluid thingamabobs. Wireless out of range, please. One, two, three, four, five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Should be like that. That's probably fine, right? And then we'll put the universal setups on top. Oh, I never thought about dual hatching an LCR. Yeah, it's very, very powerful. What have you been doing? That is insane work, Ninja, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, I also need to see how long this thing is. God damn. This is a long boy. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 blocks. Jeez. Oh, and our solidifier casings are done. That was a lot quicker than I thought it would be, honest to God. This is definitely my favorite song off Yay. Do I have space for another one? No. It's kind of cursed. Why is there 4? If I move this to the left 1 block, I would have space. Should I? But I don't want 4 of these. That's kind of gross. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we'll live. We'll live. Something about this placement of this is just very unsettling, though, for me. I don't know what it is. I'm not. Something in my brain is going, this is not right. Let me experiment with what it looks like moved over 1 block. I'm very peculiar. Oh, wait a minute, wait a minute. Did we just fuck up this one right here? 1, 2, 3. No. Very peculiar about my aesthetics. What is going on here? I think I know what happened. I think I made one of the like scaffoldings a little too big. That's why. There we go. That makes me feel a little better. 070 Shake's vocals are hypnotizing. I am also a fan of 07. Why are these casings so laggy? Chaotic says, I was going to move everything to crafting, but I now guess I will use that system to save on LCRs. Yeah, it's like an incredible use of LCRs. It's very good. I did make a video on it for a reason. I'm so obsessed with it. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And what direction should we make it face? This thing is so fucking huge. Okay. Wireless out of range is gonna kill me. I might have to add a wireless thing just next to what I'm doing right now so I don't tear my hair out. There we go. It not only saves on LCRs, but it will also make your crafts much faster since every craft will have access to all LCRs at all time. Yeah, exactly. Sorry, I can't really... I'm having trouble with words right now, specifically. But Hollow is here to profess his love for the cult of Universal. Wireless. We're gonna add another wireless access point, and let's just craft a couple of these wireless boosters. And I'm just gonna like slap this down somewhere. I think like here. Yeah, that's fine. 86 meters, that should help. So we can use a multi-block structure or multi-block hologram structure projector. Jesus Christ, give me one more chance. Multi-block structure hologram projector. I need to lock in right now. The brain fog is setting in. And I think we need to get a couple of these to get the tier right. This is tier neutronium. Tier 7 probably with a different glass. GT underscore no underscore hatch value 1, I think, is what you're supposed to do. And then I should be able to just set this up as such. We don't have glass. I don't know how to do, is it like glass tier? Oh, I don't even know. Probably osmium glass. I wish it would place the rest of the thing. I guess I could just build it myself. Also, is this ZPM glass, iridium? Reinforced borosilicate glass block is ZPM tier. Okay, so I can in fact fit ZPM tier energy hatches in here, which I'm going to do. Why is Runaway playing? Who knows at this point? Let's get my draconium. That should work. We're gonna need a whole ton of osmium glass. I don't remember how much glass I need. 110. So let's get 70 more of that. No, 80 more. Which is kind of rough, but we can make it happen. We can make it happen. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt a little bit, but it's all part of the plan. What is this? Solidifier casing, I'm assuming? It really wants to build that one piece of glass. It's really, really insistent about that, actually. It's such a shame. I was hoping the projector would help me build the rest of it, and I know that there are some type of command I can use to isolate the glass. I don't have the glass that I need. So unfortunately, I think I'll have to build this by hand for the rest of the way, which is not terrible. Got some build wand action. And this is why I did it in this part of the building, because we're gonna make a second roof for this side, and it's gonna be very tall. Do you have the glass? Okay, so for some arbitrary reason, we gotta put clean stainless steel machine casings along the top and heat-proof machine casings on the bottom. Don't ask why, I will never be able to tell you. This is a very weird multi-block. It's so odd. Let's get a couple of these going. We need 16 AU. Okay, I can't remember, are the stainless steel seems to be on the top and the other thing is on the bottom. Luckily we could just follow this guide and it shouldn't be too hard. And then finally we need our pipe casings. Or our solidifier radiators, as they're called. My bad. We're going to build multiple of these. Currently, I'm going to use the universal... Oh, and we'll need solidifier hatches and stuff. Maybe I should get those crafting before we continue. I feel like I want to do this before I forget. It's almost 2 a.m. for me. I'm going to bed. Thank you for all the help, of course. And feel free to join my Discord if you have any questions about Universal. It's lovely to meet you. Okay, I think the last part is the glass, and we can also start setting up the I/O for this. So we'll get a... What are we going to get? We're going to get solidifier hatch. And we should probably get a big one of these. I'm thinking... This is not crazy to make. Peconium is not the easiest. UV circuits. Ugh. Maybe we go for the solidifier hatch 2s. Although we're only going to need one of these per multi-block. I'm sure I can always make these and then make more if I need them. So I think we're going to go with the cheaper ones. Thank you, Ninj, for the Discord link. This is circuit 17, which I have a universal assembler for. Funny how that works. Solidifier hatch 2. Let's just get 3 of these out the... Wow. I don't have that. That's a weird one. Circuit 3 with LUV tier stuff. That's new. Okay, that should go without too much trouble. We're actually halfway through this glass, which I was not expecting, and I'm just very pleasantly surprised by that, because normally the glass takes a very, very long time. Oh, do you know what else is kind of insane? We might need to make 2 different universal setups for this one set of machines, now that I think about it. Because we're gonna need to do these recipes, which need to go in regular interfaces with osmium reinforced. So in order to make this reinforced glass, the osmium reinforced stuff, you need to put the fluid into a regular input hatch and the item into a regular input bus. Same thing goes for like luminescence dust. And normally you use these solidifier hatches, which have a like non-consumed like mold thing that you can take in and out, and the liquid. So that way it can do input separation based on the type of mold you put in it. I wonder, actually, can you put molds into input hatches? And then, let me try this. I might actually, this might be some type of functionality that I'm not expecting. Let's get a mold for ingots. Uh-oh. We don't have any of those. We're gonna have to get one of those. We just craft this casting form, I think, and get some steel. We've got like 200,000 of this, so I don't really feel bad taking an ingot or two. And then we'll make sure it's facing the right direction, which it is. We got our ingot mold. There's a way to replicate these molds. I think we're going to use the forming press recipe. I don't remember how to get empty shape plates though. Quadruple steel plates. That's kind of gross. I can do it though. It's not the worst. Let's just hope we have quadruple steel plates patterned out. Or like bus base for it. Circuit 9, circuit 10, circuit 3. I don't see a circuit 4, although we could theoretically add it somewhere. If we move this machine controller cover to this side, and then hook it up like that, we could add another input bus. And I'm sure this has an item detector cover, which is lovely. And we can just do detect on one item and then red alloy. And then circuit 4 and then interface. Although we should just be moving to cribs, to be completely honest. How are we doing on channels? 31 channels. It's looking a little steep here. We're running out of channel space for sure. Okay, I think I can legitimately add one more thing. That is not where I wanted that to go. Why does it never end up where I want it to go? Alright, cable anchor. Count your days. This will be bend at 4. And then we can put this quadruple steel plate recipe right in there. There was a way to do this without this much pain, but is that already done? Holy shit, that was already done. Okay, alright, I'll take that. Let me give this a try, because I don't know if this is how this works, but I guess it'll be good to document this. If we put an ingot mold in here and some type of fluid that can be solidified, what's good? Maybe why not nichrome? Let's do it. Does this figure this out with a... Oh shit, I think it did. All right, then we can do normal input buses. If there is only one thing that's going on, right? Maybe it's good to go. What's something that I would totally notice if there are a bunch more ingots for? That can be fluid solidified. Obsidian maybe? Yeah, let's do obsidian ingots. We don't have any. I'll throw this in the little melting thingy. There's no regular input bus, which is a little scary. Output hatch, output bus. I could just do this, which is a little fucked. Please don't eat all my obsidian. There you go. Oh, just a million molten obsidian. I totally wanted that. Jeez. Does this even have a use? Raw hardener. Hardener, I hardly know her. Hardened conduit facade. Oh, so nothing. Okay, lovely. Okay, I think that worked. There we go. Yeah, all right. That is confirmation that that, in fact, works for what I'm after. All we had to do is waste all of our storage space on molten obsidian. All right, life is going to get a little bit easier because we don't actually need solidifier hatches anymore. We're just going to do an input hatch, which can honestly be very small. Or, sorry, input bus. We could probably go LV. And we might as well because we shouldn't be adding too many things to this. And I think they can go all the way down on the bottom layer. Let me check the tooltip of this machine. Input bus can go on any casing. So we can make this universal automation all the way down here even. Although the redstone stuff for the controller might be awkward. So I guess we'll do it up here. Let's do, I want to say UV quadruple input hatches, because that's not ridiculous. I don't even know if we need quad input hatches, because it should only be one fluid, but I don't want to be hit in the butt by like an edge case or something. So I'm not gonna mess with that. All right, we do got to get this glass in here, so let's get that going. How does this work? I feel bad spending all this osmium glass to get it to UV, and then in like 2 seconds we're gonna have to turn around and upgrade it again and again and again. Uh-oh. Do we have enough osmium glass? It's looking like we're cutting it very close, is what I'll say. Okay, that should be enough. Do you form? Are you kind of happy? Let's put maintenance down at the bottom here, unless it has to go somewhere specific. Maintenance hatch, any casing. All right, you look pretty happy with that, honest to God. We just need energy hatches now. We do have a single UV energy hatch. I am not going to spend it on this yet. I think we go assembly line first, and then we spend it on things afterwards. Hollowing says, I was looking at the beamline and just realized the difference is even higher if you aren't using 8 energy hatches on the engravers. You can use 8 energy hatches on laser engravers? What the heck? And you know what? I'm going to set up all of this IO at once. What I'm going to do is I'm going to build over this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this should be on the bottom layer. Mysterious crystal ingots, always trifling and taking forever. Classic. I do want to make sure that that's all lined up before I get building on this. That looks right. Let's get our covers. So we need fluid detector covers and item detector covers. The item detector cover will set to... Do we even need item detector covers? I'm trying to think about this because what recipes are we running on this fluid solidifier that would need them? Maybe our item detector cover is set to 1, maybe? I feel like that makes sense. And then our fluid detector, I guess we don't need to mess with this then. Weird. Because there's no non-consume, there's just one item at the most, right? Even if it's a non-consumed item. And we'll put our machine controller cover in here. Set to 1, there are solidifier recipes with a consumable item. Are there solidifiers recipes with a consumable item and a non-consumable item is my question. Because why would I need to set it to 1 then? I guess it wouldn't matter because there would always be a fluid. I think it could be set, yeah, 1 is fine, or like blank, 0 item threshold is probably fine. Let's get our buses out. There's white matter recipes are not used in the pack at the moment. Hello, Gregtech. Speak of the devil. How are you doing, my friend? Yeah, glass and luminescence. I do have those in mind for this, which is why I'm building it this specific way. I realize, though, you can use regular input buses with fluids. I do need a plunger for this. There we go. You can use regular input buses to put your molds in, and regular input hatches. You don't need to use these solidifier hatches. These solidifier hatches are only for like input separation for recipes. So as if I'm doing universal, I don't really need to worry about that at all, which is lovely. Aha, Gregcat, that's where you're wrong, because with universal, you never get a conflict. Ain't that crazy? And you know what, actually? I can probably tweak this design to make it a little bit cuter right now. We could do storage bus into our fluid packet decoders like this. I hope that redstone has no influence on them, and then we could do that. I remember you was conflicted. Misusing your influence. Sometimes I did the same, using my power full of resentment. With universal, sure, but by default, that's why solidifier hatches exist. Exactly. You are right about that. I will not take that from you. But we are universal fiends. How are you doing today, Gregcat? It's like, let me check something. Going to get some sleep soon. Nice. That's always good. Sleep is good. Okay, we do need to filter this. I think we can just do my prior guide has told you that you need to filter both storage buses, but it has come to my attention that all you need to do is put a sticky bus here with a fluid packet, and that alone should be enough filtering, I think. I don't see any cases where the sticky card would not work. What the sticky card does is, as far as I'm aware, it makes it so whatever is filtered in the storage bus, that is the only location it can go, no matter what priority it has, no matter anything else. Fluid packets should only be delivered in the subnet to the fluid packet decoder. So, I'm hungry, I do possess food, but it needs cooking, and I am sleepy. It is sometimes easier just to go to bed, right? This mysterious crystal ingot takes forever, man. ZPM 96 seconds at Naquata. That's probably why. Oh, that's with Oganesson too. Wait a minute. Oh, 491 seconds at ZPM. Lovely. There are some insanely specific edge cases, I'm pretty sure, but when they happen, your universal would already be broken if they had happened. Yeah, that's what I figure. And we might as well set up this as well. Let's also just get one more, because they're cheap as heck. That's not right. This. Also, another thing I didn't know, Hollow, is that batch mode on LCRs is making their response like really slow. I don't really know why that was, but it was kind of scaring me. It really messed up the thing until I turned off batch mode on my universal LCRs. Like the recipe response time was incredibly slow. I think it has something to do with this fluid discretizer thing again. Problematic wiring with the control cover? I don't think so. It's exactly as Ivy intended. It's just batch mode seems to be the problem. I wonder if the same bug that applies to presses in batch mode is applying to LCRs, because the items get delivered and they sit in the bus and the machine turns on, but then it doesn't recognize the recipe immediately. It's not a bug. What is it then? Okay, let's get our I/O ports. We do have 90 of these. Don't ask, don't tell. Set these to transfer to cell and operation move to output when work is done. Then we'll need our, I always forget what these things are called, item importers. It's not a bug, it's basically a recipe check for batch mode is slower. So if you don't have advanced stocking to force, it will be slower. Should I then turn batch mode off on my presses then? That might be what's causing them to move slowly, I guess. That's so unfortunate. I should just clear my inventory right now. Okay, item importer. We're gonna Ring of Loki you today. 1, 2, 3. Get our baby chests going. 1, 2, 3. We'll need our timer. We'll need our cover. We have some Corp 2 covers. I'm not gonna Loki this because I think it messes up the covers just a little bit. It doesn't like sharing the cover space with the cables. It has some issues with that with Loki. It will be slower, but it's usually not a problem unless somehow you're turning on the redstone signal before the items are detected in their buses or hatches. I think it's the fluids, actually, and I think it's because the decoder decodes a little bit slower than the items are recognized in the bus. We need repeaters. And you know what I'm going to do? I do have this mod, ESM Legacy something. I don't know what this Tech FX noise is. Let me see if I can find this redstone sound. Damn, what is it? Set me free from the sound of these timers. It might be click. Oh, it is click. Okay, wait a minute. But I think that changes my whole UI sound. Oh man, that's horrifying. Well, you gotta do what you gotta do. And I also hope that these aren't being redstone powered. It shouldn't be. Hollow, do you know if this fluid or these storage buses are going to be redstone powered if I set it up this way? I don't think it will be, right? Because the block is not getting powered. Unless power can go through these corp covers, I think we're good to go. They aren't going to be powered. Perfect. Get our NOT gate here. We'll get a strip of corp 2. Our red alloy wire goes here and here. And that looks good everywhere. All three of these look good. Oh, we also need our hopper. And then we'll need to get AE2 power to all of these, as well as put an output bus down. So let's get that going. 99.9% sure. I'm also 99.9% sure, but I just don't know. At some point, I think we'll splurge and put our incredible output buses on this, because I think that makes sense for endgame proofing it. And then, do fluid solidifiers ever have a fluid output? I don't think so. So we don't really need to worry about that. I'm feeling some random access memories. No, I'm not. I'm feeling some Ghost in the Shell soundtrack. Am I? What am I feeling? If Fluid Solidifier had a fluid output, it would be rather weird. It would be, wouldn't it? But you never know. With like Bart and Bartworks, there is always some weird shit awry. Okay, to power these subnets, which is important, we do need to add a cable to them. This multi is ugly, but it wasn't made by Bart. I hope he doesn't get any recipes into this thing, because I could see him ruining it pretty easily. you're feeling Caro Bonito. Holy shit. I actually am. To eat. Bart is banned for a long time, I'm pretty sure. Not even Bart would create this abomination. I actually like this machine. I don't mind it. I think it's well, I mean, I haven't gotten my hands on it mostly yet, so I guess my analysis of it should be I don't know. I guess I'm not ready to make a proper analysis of how much I like this machine or not, but yeah, I actually do want to know, what do you mean Bart is banned? Is he just banned from your personal life, or is he just like, is he actually banned from creating content for the game? Because if so, I could be happy about that. For those of you who don't know, if there's a recipe that looks egregious, that has something to do with ore processing or a chemical, it was probably designed by Bartworks, who was at least a dev. Maybe he just left. There was a lot of drama. Uh, R.I.P. Bart. I don't really think you'll be missed. Sorry. How about this? Your additions to the game Gregtech New Horizons will not be missed. Bart works. I think that's more appropriate. All right, and one important thing that I would like to impress upon everyone who's building this, who would build this with me or would like to build something like this, is do not change, do not like copy and paste the settings for these conduits yet. Wait until you are done filtering them before you set them up to be able to insert or extract items into the network. Otherwise, you're going to have some problems, and it's not going to be super fun sorting them out because the cells will get all jumbled. You think of Houston, probably. Slightly wrong. Bart did do a lot of useful stuff. He just had ideas for the content he was adding. What do you mean? What did he add? Gregcat, name one thing that Bart did that was useful. Lanthanides, Bart. I guess Ross 128b is not the worst. I do like Ross 128b as a planet. Alright, you're good to go, pretty much. All we gotta do is I think the cell loader is ready. It seems like the subnetwork has power and everything that it would need. It's filtered. We would need to change the timings on this, which I can do. Lanthanides isn't Bart. Added via Bartworks just means it was using a material API in Bartworks. Oh, I didn't know that. All right, let's get another ZPM 64 amp dynamo hatch, which actually is, we have nothing else crafting, so this should be pretty easy. I don't know if it's worth it to separate this into two different things, but I will for now, so that way we don't have to upgrade two lines at a time. We can upgrade mixers independently of our fluid solidifiers, which is probably a healthy use of our time. Pack have like 3 material systems, GT, GT++, and Bartworks. Yeah. All right, we bring this cable all the way down. Man, I'm not good at Gregtech cables. Something about their hitboxes just don't come natural to me. How about that? Are there ZPM hatches? All right, let's triple check that these are ZPM. ZPM energy hatches, lovely. I'll hit a backup just to be absolutely safe. And then we'll get our ZPM dynamo, 64 amps. Replace that real quick. And that should be fine. ATs used to explode, active transformers that is, but now they don't. They used to explode when you edit them at all because of power pass and tech machines, but I think they fixed that. There we go. Or maybe they didn't fix it. I guess they rebalanced it is a more appropriate word for it. And no explosions from that so far, so I guess we're good to go. All right, the next thing to do is to start getting our molds and stuff all prepared. I think I did blocking on all of these and blocking cards. So let's start making some duplicate molds. Let's go ingot and plate first. And we can set that all up. And I think I could just do this by throwing any of these molds. We only need 10. Yeah, just like that in the forming press, and then that'll give me 10. I guess I could have done 9, but it's good to have extras, I suppose. We do need to make a plate mold, which we have over here. Greg wants me to explode. So sad. We actually have a ton of these cells. So let's go to our cell loader up in Precise Assembly. Put our cells in here, put our molds in here. Let that all run through. We also need filters. Let's just craft these into basic ones. I saw Aditya doing this on his stream. I didn't realize that this was a feature, that you can clear the filter by crafting it. It's kind of helpful. I think what we'll do is we'll just add filters to each of these conduits ahead of time, just by shift clicking them in, and then we can configure all of it when we're ready. Uh-oh, I don't remember how many we've done. They're starting to blend into each other. So Greg, did you end up getting food? What was your food that you got? Oh, and Brianna, you asked me what I had for dinner today, and I don't actually remember. But I will tell you, yesterday I made some dumplings with cornstarch slurry in the bottom of it and like used it to make this crisp bottom. And that was some of the best dumplings I've ever had. The cornstarch slurry thing was fucking fire. Such a good idea. All right, blacklist and whitelist here, and we'll do extract on cyan, always active, and insert on black. Okay, I think that's good. Let's also call, well, actually we have a lot of these cells. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hit those in here, hit those in here. Load it all up. This should be plates, blacklist, filter, always active, extract on cyan, insert on black. Yeah. Because this is inserting on cyan and extracting on black. Yes, perfect. And then if I put these in, they shouldn't leave. Perfect. And you know what? This should actually work right now as it is. So what we can do is start moving some of our patterns over. We're probably going to start multiplying these because the state that they're in is a little bit raggedy. Let's see what the worst offenders are. I made a vegetable stir fry today. Yummy. That does sound really good. What veggies did you put in it? All right, americium is good how it is. Icorium, we're probably going to be doing 9 ingots at a time, right? No. For fluid solidifying icorium, I actually don't know. It should be more than 1 though, that's for sure. We can probably do 8 at a time very, very comfortably. Oh, also, round robin. Forgot about that. Stellite. The rest of this seems like it needs some help, especially like Inkaloy. So let's take out some of the more multiplied ones. Xeron 100. Hastily C6, whatever the fuck. And let's just multiply those a couple of times. Alright, that doesn't look heinous. Honestly, I could probably do with multiplying all of these a couple more times. Given how powerful this machine is, that's probably not ridiculous. Europium, and we'll want to keep Americium pretty low batches. I guess not, though. That feels so weird, but I think we'll do it like that. Let's try calling some Europium. Okay, so something has already gone wrong. The sticky card did not seem to work, which is funny. The fluid packet got put in the input bus. So I guess the sticky card doesn't actually work the way I thought it would. Did I do something wrong, Hollow? I could reduce the priority on this, but that's so weird. Oh, I forgot the fuzzy card. Oh my gosh, how could I forget? So, in order for these fluid packets to work, you also need a fuzzy card because this regular fluid packet is kind of like a placeholder. So in order to include every single type of fluid packet, you need a fuzzy card because fuzzy cards take similar items with different like damage values. And I think different types of fluids in Gregtech are stored as damage values. I know ores are different damage values or something like that, which is really funky, but it works. So let's try that one more time. And it should fly by before we can even see it. That is, if it retrieves the cell. This item thing never got triggered. I'm wondering why. Oh, and then we should also disconnect these. All part of debugging. Minecraft's old ID system is really janky. I'm confused on why this isn't cycling this out. Oh, this needs to be on 1. That's why. Or maybe it does have to be on 2. Huh. It does have to be on 2, in fact. That should fix it. Okay. So I do know what we need to do to fix this. This does need to be on 2, in fact. I didn't think it did. I was wrong. I didn't have the foresight. All right, that should work. All right, let's try this one more time. We're gonna need a lot of europium in the future anyway, so I don't feel bad about doing it this way. Oh, look at that. It flitted on and off for a fraction of a second. Blink and you'll miss it. Where'd you go this time? The cell isn't gone. Europium ingot should have been crafting. So what gives? Just to I wonder, what are these shenanigans? What's going on here? 1 of 63 types for all of these. Oh, this is the one that I forgot to cancel. That's why. This takes a lot of engineering, I guess. Okay, that's pretty easy to do. I say as I fail multiple times doing it. Let's program some other recipes. Oh, do you know what I forgot to leave space for? Is the normal recipes. I wonder if there's any of these I could go without. Probably screw solidification, but we'll see. Large pipe, huge pipe. We probably need all of this. Casing, I feel like. Yeah, casing we can get rid of. What will I call these recipes? These are like regular recipes? That doesn't seem right. I guess I'll call it glass. I do really need screws. I think I can definitely skip out on um what am I thinking about? I can definitely skip out on something. I think it's what did I just skip out on? I think those were casings. So wait, now I'm thinking about this. How would I pattern this out? Because if I send this as is in blank cells, I could have problems. Do I just put a random non-consumed item in this to get pulled in and out? Like a placeholder almost? All right, let's also switch the song because we've been listening to, as much as I like that song, we've been listening to it for probably too long. What's a good placeholder item? Music disc could be funny. Corp would be very funny. I like Corp. Well, I think we need a dummy non-consumed item. Let's do nether stars just to flex. Mega apiary controller. Yeah. Circuit Zero could work. That is fine. I think it's interesting to have an example of a non-consumed item that is like a weird one. So I'll just put nether stars in here. I think that's kind of funny. So blacklist here, extract on cyan, always active, with round robin enabled, and then insert on black. And that should be good. Let's get some more osmium reinforced glass while we get this crafting. We'll need 110. And let's also multiply these patterns a little bit because this is probably, yeah, that's not enough. Definitely. I could use Circuit Zero as a dummy. I don't think there are any fluid solidifier recipes with Nether Star. I do want to see if this works though. Not sure, but I believe Lumium has an ABS recipe, so you can skip the entire luminescence BS. I would like to see that. I also don't have a mega ABS yet, so Lumium molten. I don't see an ABS recipe for it. Are you talking about the dust that you need to make? Because I am not seeing it in the molten tab. I'm also on 2.7.0 because 2.7.2 has had some bugs for me and I don't feel like upgrading yet. This is it. Yeah, that probably is why. I'm very curious to see if this works. I guess we'll know because the thing will have crafted out, but let's make the rest of our molds and stuff. I can probably just take this. Did our rods and plate? Oh, we haven't moved our plate recipes. Let's do that. Okay, let's start organizing this. We'll keep glass how it is. We can probably multiply polyphenylene sulfide and polyphenylene sulfide and also all the other plastics. What is this? Epoxid? Yeah, these are all the plastics sheets. We'll multiply those at the end. Stellite and Inkloid DS and all these like one-off plates we're gonna need to multiply a bunch, which is unfortunate. Maraging steel 250, 512 plates feels like a little much, but I feel like you gotta go big or go home, I guess. Just multiply all your plates. You're right. But some of them are, I want to get them all on a similar like baseline. Also, hello, Halloween. And blazing, I was just wondering, but with this loader, is it normal that it only fills one cell at a time when with the batch size of the recipe? You're probably right about batching these a little bigger. I'm not sure I understand what you mean, blazing. It should only send one batch at a time, so you need to multiply your recipes as I'm doing like right now. You need to multiply your recipes to be pretty big, otherwise you're not taking advantage of it. Yeah, I think with Universal, you really need to be extremely intentional about how big your recipes are, because you want to make sure that you're making use of your parallels, and you also want to make sure that you're making your recipes big enough that recipe switch time isn't the biggest downtime. So the slowest part of Universal is switching between different recipes. So making sure that your like recipes are big enough that they're like around 10 ticks is generally considered to be like a very good idea. Um, and you know what? Let's multiply all these plastics out to the thousands because we can eat through this in a second. I was just testing my press setup, and yeah, one time's trapdoor wasn't constantly running and working. There's another problem with presses where you need to turn off batch mode, I think, in order to get the fastest recipes out of them. So keep that in mind. Batch mode can be a problem. I feel like maybe we shouldn't be doing 256 americium ingots or 256 icorium ingots. Let's let's look at that one more time. I'll do 8 at a time, and for americium, I guess 256 isn't a problem. I don't know. The icorium is probably good we do it that way. Okay. I think I'm satisfied with that. We can just check by ordering some silicon rubber sheets, which I'll multiply this one out. All right, that's going. In our universal chem reactors, silicon rubber is going, and we're sending our first thing to get... Oh my god, and that's already done. That is 1,000 plates in a single tick. So I guess you guys were not lying. We should have patterned this out as we did. Do you ever order an intensive craft to find bottlenecks? Yeah, I mean, with how we're progressing, I've been doing a lot of that actually. Fusion 2 actually happened in like 30 seconds. We were able to craft our fusion reactor Mark II very, very quickly. And I guess this isn't very crazy. TBH, our fusion coil blocks are probably more expensive than anything else. These weren't super hard to make, but yeah. We'll probably do compact MK1 soon. That's definitely something we're looking forward to for mostly for the B, and then I'll turn it into nothing. All right, we'll get our rods, and what's next? Rod and ring, right? Do we have a ring pattern? No. Me doing a single cable joining my universal 8,000 steps a single cable at a time was actually so doomed. Dude, I think my brain is fried today because I have no clue what that means. I think I'm cooked today. Had a big climbing session yesterday, and I guess all my brain cells are gone from that. I forgot to multiply my pattern, so I was doing one wire at a time. I have that. Sometimes I will like check on the progress of crafts, and I'll see that like something's been, it was wires actually for a long time. I'll see that something's multiplied to like 1 times in my brass, and then I'll have to like cancel the craft and multiply it again. I guess I should multiply these, although they take a long time. Some of these things. So yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about because I do that all the time. Right, how are we doing on the osmium? I think we're just crafting, just waiting on osmium more than the glass. Let's filter this up. So this is the rod one, blacklist, filter, filter, always active, extract on cyan, insert on black, round robin enabled. And you have your filters in, we're good. So I can just put you there. Beautiful. That is the problem with Universal, is you have to be you have to manage your patterns very, very precisely, and you need to know why you're managing those patterns the way that you are. It is, something that I should have put in my video is that it's like pattern management with Universal. But hopefully you guys find this VOD somewhere, or I guess I can make more videos Always active, extract on cyan, insert on black, put you in there. You have to know a lot about Universal to do Universal. That's so true. That is exactly true. All right, we can take our rod patterns, and I guess we can just multiply the whole lot out. None of these are egregious. Let's take this out, and then do that, and then probably like that. That's not ridiculous. I don't see anything. I see this lithium compound that always makes me want to shoot myself. Maybe not 256 neutronium rods yet. I think that could get a little. That could hurt a little bit. Let's do 32 of those at a time. Gamersy Play says, I feel like that applies to a lot of things. Mega Alloy Blast Smelter will make those a lot easier soon. That is true. That is true. When is that? Is that now? Lithium compound is the worst. That is one of my least favorite things. I think Alloy Blast Smelter as a like concept is just terrible. I feel like heating coils should affect its speed. I don't see Mega Alloy Blast Smelter. I miss these all the time though. Beamline, coal, precision. Wow, oh, there's a quest. MABS. Unholy union between Mega and GT++ must be the work of some madman. 256 parallels. It looks like this. Titan Steel and Quantum I have. MABS is good until you get to Titan Steel. They do affect the speed of MABS, the Mega version, but the regular Alloy Blast Smelter needs some help, I feel like. It is just like the most hellish, slow, annoying thing in the pack generally, and it just shouldn't need to be. We don't have any ring patterns actually, so we can just skip that for now. Nugget and round we have a lot of. Let's get that going. And has our first osmium reinforced glass crafted? No. It has, we have 43. How much am I making right now per batch? 32 requires 36,000 drops of molten osmium, which is what? Scheduled 18K, stored 131K. Why does it seem like it's going all in one go? That's so odd. Feels like oh, do you know why? That's why you guys are probably telling me about the goddamn nether star thing. Nether stars count as an object for advanced blocking cards, so I can't actually do it this way. Which makes sense, to be fair. Oh, whoops. That's not what I wanted to do. That was definitely a blunder on my end. So I guess a circuit 0 is what we gotta do. Then I wonder how advanced blocking cards work on those weird non-consumables. Oh, whoops. Is that why you, Hollow, you were angry about the fact that advanced blocking cards don't have a specific, like, filter? Like Ordic filter or something? Okay, this is the glass thing. Let me filter this because I'm sure it's going to try to put this recipe in ASAP. And then we do always active. Okay, there we go. Our first cell is going. This is a huge multiplication. Funny thing about that, they don't. That's why we use unfilled for Universal V2. Drives me mad that it's not an option. True. Alright, this is gonna take a while. God damn. Well, I'm glad I figured that problem out. It looks like the osmium is done as well. And that's 2 cells. Perfect. That's exactly what should be happening. So, let's get back to business. We gotta multiply out these molds. Man, I'm tired of this shit, Grandpa. Why aren't you working? Oh, that might actually be my bad. We got our rounds, we got our nuggets, we get our cell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yoink this in here. Yoink that in here. Me. Oh, don't look. Don't clip that. How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man? Okay, let's get some music going. What am I thinking? What am I thinking? I do want to listen to Thanatos right now. But let's listen to Everlong. And fix my hair. What's going on right there? There we go. I am looking respectfully. Don't do that. Well, actually, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Alright, we got our nugget molds. I'm gonna blacklist here. We're going to active always with extract on cyan, insert on red. And that should be good. Back to precise assembly here. We really should have one of those automations in the other room where I have like 99% of my universal stuff. Oh, the usual cyan, blacklist, filter, insert on black, active, always, round robin, yada yada. I do think that is all the patterns we have generally. I don't think we have many other patterns to deal with, so luckily we do have some long rod patterns. So we will do that and then we should be good to go. So nugget patterns go in here, round patterns go in here. We'll multiply this. The neutronium rounds kind of hurts, but that's only like 16 neutronium ingots. I guess it's not the worst. These ones, we definitely can multiply this. I don't know why we have rubber chips. What is this for? Literally nothing. There's literally no reason to have a recipe for rubber chips. What the fuck am I cooking, chat? Interesting. I mean, one UV motor is like 32 rounds. Yeah. I'm very satisfied with my brass loader after like 3 hours of quartz knife naming. Oh, shit, you're right. These rubber chips may be used for Thaumcraft something? No, they're not. They're literally used for nothing. Except for like making rounds, which I'm guessing was the original purpose of the recipe. That's probably true, and now we have a round solidifier. All right, I'm glad we caught that out. Let's also start naming these. Universal solidifier at plate. This is rod. Yeah, we do have infinite ascension now, so that would never be a issue. All right, let's get this last pattern down. What is it? I think it's long rod. And let's also get rotor patterns down because rotors are actually pretty pog to use. Aren't like rotor solidifiers like super isn't like solidifying rotors a little more efficient on actual ingots used? Or did they change that recently? 612. It is more efficient. Everlong, you are going pretty everlong right now. Black hole sun. 4.5 ingots per rotor is it's kind of gross. I kind of feel bad about that, to be honest. Snake. Okay, there you go. Is this 4.25? How did they come to that cursed number? Because that is a little fucked. That's a little bit weird. I cannot lie to you. Think of it as 18 ingots for 4 rotors. That does not make it that much better. Thank you for that, though. I do rotors and extruder 5 to 1 because I don't like the weird ratio of the solidifier. You know, I do have extra storage space specifically for like alloy and fluids, random fluids that get left over. I could switch to solidifier. I do want to give it a try because Hollow is such a proponent of it, and Hollow has not led me astray yet with Universal and all this, so I dare say that they could be right about this. Let's also check that I did whitelist, blacklist on all these because I'm not convinced. Yeah, whitelist, blacklist, yes. Solidifier is goated. 3 billion parallels, especially with Universal. Yeah, I can't really argue with that. Has so many parallels. How many does it have at max again? 200% faster than a single block machine while running. Decays at double the rate that it speeds up at. Only uses 80% of the U per tick. Processes 2 items per voltage tier. An additional 3 items per voltage tier per width expansion. Huh. Actually, Blazing, we're using 0 solidifier hatches right now. Because we're using universal. 17 obcat aware. 17 ingots. That is actually really fucked. Now that you say it like that, Greg. I do see where you're coming from. I think that's right. So we can pop that in. And I'll just put these in here because why not? Okay, I think officially we're good to go to take this down. This is no longer has any relevant patterns in it. It is now bitchless, and now it has been replaced by my universal processing machines. I'm getting some weird lag from these casings that I am not used to. Interesting. My fluid solidifier UV has 160 parallels. Yeah, that's a lot of parallels. Let's put all of this stuff back how we found it. I'll open up this for power for whatever uses it. We'll move something universal here. I think this will be our universal laser engravers over here. I think parallels got nerfed in a version past 2.7, but it is still absurd. My EV solidifier is beaming 80 parallels that I never use. Solidifier hatches are so bad though. They're crazy expensive, and a tier later you can do universal. I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that. I endorse that message. All right, we do have enough to make a second one of these machines, so I think it might be worth it. Gregtech, I do have a question. I was trying earlier to use these multi-block structure hologram projectors, and I was wondering how I would change this to make it use osmium reinforced borosilicate glass. Because if I try to form this right now, it like kind of works and then gets really tripped up that we don't have the right type of glass to work on it. And I know there are now commands to like change the type of glass, but I don't exactly know how to use this. If anyone in chat does know how to use this multi-block projector thingy, that would be super helpful because building another one of these by hand is kind of a pain in the ass. It's some whack metadata tag. Yeah, I know. It's something about press the recipe on the controller. Configure the glass there. Wait a minute. Like in NEI. Okay, well, let me check this out. Press the recipe on the controller. Configure the glass there. Then, oh, copy channels to held projector. Oh, I see. Okay. So want it to be tier 7 with current channel being glass. Hello, Table Corner with the 55 viewers. How are you doing, Table Corner? We want osmium reinforced borosilicate glass. Okay, we got that. I'm hoping this works. Oh! It didn't GTNH hatch, but... Hello, Table. How did your stream go? Today we're doing Universal fluid solidifiers, which is a huge undertaking. You can put GT no hatch after it. So it's just glass 6? Are you kidding, man? Let's put on something a little more a little less loud for the people coming in. So we're gonna do GT underscore no underscore hatch with a value of 1. Hopefully. This is looking very promising. I know this thing placed a hatch somewhere that I can't see it. And I think it's completed. Oh, lovely. Where is the maintenance hatch? And why is it nowhere visible? Well, whatever. We can just place this here by ourselves. For those of you who are coming in, this is my channel. I'm 9. It's nice to meet you guys. I am in UV, and we do some weird technology that helps our automation with AE2. This specific technology is called universal automation, and it uses a series of subnets with cells with a non-consumable item on them to shoot recipes into them and distribute them evenly between different processing machines, so that way they can craft out things in parallel and extremely quickly with no conflict. So for a fluid solidifier, which has a bunch of different molds and stuff, in order to do recipes that are non-consumed, this is a perfect use of universal because each of these cells contains a single, for example, here is an ingot mold. And what happens is, let me show you what happens. What's a good ingot to call? Let's say europium ingots. If I call that, you should see the ingot mold pops in really quickly to this input bus, and then it gets sucked right back out. And I'll show you what happens in the controller. As soon as the recipe comes, actually, I think it's getting delivered here. Yeah, so this machine isn't on currently, but you'll see that there's europium in here and ingots in here, and as soon as the recipe is ready to go, hasn't been done maintenance and it's also not plugged in. So let's do that real quick. As soon as it's ready to go, it'll craft it out and then pull the non-consumed item back into its cell. And it's just a very effective way of making your machines do the most that they can. Table Corner says, sorry for late response. For some reason, your stream didn't load during the raid. When I opened it manually, the chat was bugged. Had to take a moment to fix it. Well, thank you for the raid anyway. I'm sorry that that happened. I don't really know what that would be about. ZPM energy hatches. Okay, and we did our maintenance, I think, but we'll do it again. So as soon as I turn this machine on, which I guess it is already on, I'm sure it already did its recipe actually. Yeah, there we go. And you'll see that the recipes get juggled between these two machines. So if I order a bunch of different recipes at different times, they'll like get evenly distributed between these two machines, and like the workload will be parallelized, which is really lovely. We're gonna actually take advantage of that right now. We're gonna order 110 more osmium reinforced glass block, and we can do that minus 18. I don't think that'll make a difference. Oh, it will, fractionally. And something's up here, because the items should have been output. Maybe they got voided, actually. We'll see, I guess. Table Corner said, not sure about the stream not loading, but I've been getting bugged modules on Twitch on and off for weeks now. Brianna says, I need a late night snack, but I have no idea what to make. I always go for dumplings. It's just so easy. But yeah, I'm very proud of this. I'm very happy that it's coming together. We'll wait for that osmium to craft out, and in the meantime, I have another treat for y'all. I'm going to be setting up something very interesting. You guys know that we do Meteor processing on this server. I don't know why that's currently active right now. Hello, Tris790 with the follow, thank you. You guys know that we do Meteor processing on this server. And we have a little bit of automation currently, but there is even further automation that I can do to this to make it integrate fully with my AE2 system. So for example, I was struggling with graphene earlier because in order to craft graphene, we need a ton of graphite. And we had run out of graphite. There is a meteor that gives us a bunch of graphite, and I can summon these by hand, right? Or I can do something that I'm about to show you that could be considered cursed, but I think is a very cool technology. So without further ado, I'm going to start assembling it and I'll explain it as I go. I plan on making a video about this. We're going to get an interface. And we can do blocking mode, I guess. That's probably not a terrible idea. Just so something can't theoretically go wrong. But what we're going to do is make a very odd pattern. We're going to do graphite dust, and we're going to do about 5,000 of this. It's kind of weird that I can't change the output amount. I've had this bug before. Let's go to a physical terminal. Maybe that'll help. Where's the closest one? Yeah, this is probably fine. Graphite dust, 5,000. And then we're going to do a diamond. And not any diamond, we're going to do a exquisite diamond. So, in NEI, if you look up exquisite diamond with a meteor ritual, there's a meteor that can drop from 42,000 or 420,000 LP and an exquisite diamond that gives you coal ore, graphite ore, and diamond ore, which can be ore processed into a whole ton of graphite, which is what we're here for. On average, one of these meteors probably nets me around, I want to say 7,000 graphite. So just to be safe, we're going to do this pattern for 5,000. And then I'll show you another thing we're going to do. So let's do this. I have this set up so that way every 2 minutes, which is about how long it takes to mine a meteor, it will try to send a new meteor into this ritual stone, or like a new catalyst to send to summon another meteor. And it should be automatically mined by the setup, which is it's just a bunch of arcane boars that eats up the meteor. Popcorn is a good idea. The other thing we have to do, which is a little bit cursed, is although all of that graphite will end up in our subnetwork, when you have items show up in a subnetwork as the result of a AE2 pattern, it doesn't count for the pattern. The pattern won't like finish. So you need somehow for your main network to see directly that you get your 5,000 graphite from this pattern. So we're going to get some cable. I think the best place to do this would probably be to pull this cable up to the second floor up here, because I don't think there are any other things that I'm thinking about putting up here. And Brianna says, do you stream on YouTube? I do not. Table Corner is giving me some type of emoji. I'm wondering what they're referencing right now. We're going to get some drawers. We're going to get a whole stack of these for different types of meteor outputs. I guess the best way to do this would probably be regular cable there, and then, uh-oh. Like this. So this is going to be our graphite storage, and we're gonna put this like half on our, we're gonna do insert only for our ore processing subnet. So all graphite should end up in this drawer. Jeez, chill out. This should be extract only, and this will be insert only. There we go. We're going to put a sticky card down here. So basically this will be our ore processing side, and we only want graphite to end up on here in this storage bus, into this drawer. This is the only place graphite should go. And let's get some upgrades as well. get our cable. And I'm going to get a wireless receiver for this because that's probably the easiest way to do this. Let's make one more of those. And our wireless connection setup kit. Basically, this doesn't have to be wireless. I'm going to do it like this just so it's clean with the wiring. And then also, where's my spray can? I'm going to color that black because it looks clean. I'm going to just do that right there. That should be connected now, and that has that sticky bus with graphite. So if I take all of these cells and dump them in an MEIO port to reshuffle and re-put all of the things where they need to go, this should work out very swimmingly. Let's see, 0, 58, 63. And that's full. All 10 of those. Okay, perfect. And so I'll throw all of these into here. And as you'll see, the cells will get put in the output, which means that all of their contents were dumped into the network. And you can see that all 172,000 of this graphite ends up on this drawer. And you should no longer be able to see graphite on this subnetwork. As you can see, nothing. But if I search in my terminal, we have this 172,000 graphite. So basically what I'm doing is every time graphite gets made in this ore processing subnetwork, it gets deposited one way into this drawer, which is then measured on our main network as our graphite storage. So now, this is where it all comes together. If I request some graphite, it's going to drop this exquisite diamond into this dropper. I'm not going to wait for the timer here. I have an automatic trigger. Every 2 minutes, it should pull that diamond into that master ritual stone. And the meteor should land all on its own, which will get picked up by my mining setup. And then as you can see, it's getting like eaten up by these arcane boars. It's horrible for my frame rate, as you can see. But look at that. And all of that is being sent directly into our ore processing subnetwork, which is currently turning all of that into crushed graphite ore and all the graphite outputs, right? As this keeps going, we should see this 172K. Currently, we have exactly... How much do we have? 2,688 stacks plus 10? I don't know how to measure this exactly. We have 172,106. So let me put that in chat. 172,106. And as our ore processes, this pattern will start getting fulfilled by this graphite dust. So we can start patterning out a bunch of different meteors as long as we put all of the things that we're after into these drawers here. There's a couple of other ones that I think I would want to do. Probably platinum metallic powder. I don't know how I would do this though, because I would need to measure it precisely how much platinum metallic powder I get from a platinum meteor. You can see that this meteor drops a whole bunch of different platinum stuff, including platinum ore, which can be refined into platinum metallic powder dust. So I could pattern this. This requires a bunch of testing though to see like approximately how much output I should be getting from a single meteor. You can see this is slowly going up though. We went from 172K to 178K already. So we could probably up that pattern a little bit. Although, yeah, we're still working our way through this ore. Damn, this is such a satisfying setup. So yeah, now with this system, I should be able to auto-call graphite when I need it through a meteor, which is really amazing. Like anything that I need, I can pattern it out, as long as I have the patience to figure out what I'm getting out of each meteor. What are some other examples of good meteors? It would be probably nice to do a lanthanide meteor. And also probably a vanadium meteor. So let's do some testing. Ooh, mysterious crystal meteor would be great. We get an estimated 7,500 ores, and then this breaks down into 2 crushed mysterious. We should be getting at least like 14,000. Is that 7,500 again? Yeah, we should actually get like way more than 15,000 mysterious crystal dust per pattern. So maybe I should pattern this out as well. Let's go do that then. So, the thing to summon this meteor is an elite recycler, which we already have a pattern for. So we only want one of those in here. And this should work our way down to at least 15,000 mysterious crystal dust, I think. I'm not sure if that pattern is super safe, but there's only one way to find out, right? I think okay, we've got, I don't know where that's coming from. Do you have a way to not allow multiple meteors to be spawned on top of each other if this somehow gets auto-crafted? Yeah, so the way I have this set up is generally a timer is set up to summon the meteors. So every 2 minutes, this timer clicks, and first it opens the Master Ritual Stone with this, what is this called? Dynamism tablet with my awakened activation crystal. So it's facing this ritual stone and it presses on it using this redstone signal, which opens the ritual. And then 16 ticks later, the dropper will drop a single item into this master ritual stone. So you need to time this based on how quickly you can eat through meteors, but I have it at like 2 minutes, which is very, very safe given my bore setup currently. All right, we've got 48,223 mysterious crystal dust. Let's call this pattern out of curiosity. This is such a funny looking pattern to me. I should probably multiply out my rounds, TBH. That was pretty slow. Oh, you know what? We should probably look at the meteor if it's getting summoned anytime soon. Let me check on the timer. Looks like we got another... Oh! I just got hit over the head by this meteor, and that gets eaten up very, very quickly. So I guess we'll find out sooner or later. It looks like our graphite dust pattern has not completed, oddly enough. I wonder if there's a better way to do this then. We could dump all of the items into mainnet and just have drawers for it, and not use these storage buses, but that feels really weird. I wonder why this pattern didn't complete even though we've gotten over 10k graphite dust. Isn't that because it's 2 storage buses, so it's not seeing it as received on mainnet? That's probably it. Although this is insert only, and this is extract only. I wonder if we could separate it by a layer to add like export buses or some type of like item translocator. Like I wonder what would happen if we put a drawer. Oh shit, I also need to put a drawer down for this. Let's try it a different way as well. We're gonna put 2 drawers down. I guess we'll void upgrade this one. We'll get a storage bus. Extract only, insert only. Maybe mainnet storage is bidirectional, though this is extract only, which is kind of sad. I wonder if we do a transvector interface in between, if that would help. Or item translocator. That explosion was warp. We'll do this with the sticky card. All right, let's see. You can just send to interface sticky card into the barrel. Oh, true. Well, maybe. That doesn't seem to be the problem, though, because it's not seeing that it's crafting mysterious crystal dust. I wonder if it can see that in this subnet it's being crafted. Maybe if I blacklist mysterious crystal dust and graphite, maybe that will fix it. It's because wherever you're requesting the craft, it's not receiving the items through an interface. Oh, okay. All right, I think I see what you guys are saying. So we'll have these drawers on mainnet, but all we need to do is take this. Where did my Vadra go? Get an interface going. I see exactly what you guys are saying. And then get this wireless card going with a storage bus sticky card combo with mysterious crystal dust and graphite. And we get our black covered cable, we get our wireless thing over here. We link these two. Where's my spray can? I keep losing that thing. And also our sticky card, of course. All right, let's see this one more time. Oh, there we go. Now it's starting to work. So we can cancel these crafts. Sticky card the barrel so it doesn't flood mainnet. That is also a very good idea. And these need to be bidirectional. And this should be insert only. Okay, I think we're starting to figure this out. Eddie Cities followed me this minute. Thank you, Eddie Cities, for the follow. I hope you're well. All right, I'm actually very satisfied with this. Let's see what's going on. Looks like our ore processing is done with most of this stuff. The mysterious crystal dust is being processed here. Hello, Sauce Official 2233. Doesn't do insert only into a barrel? Yeah, I have bidirectional on the barrels and insert only into the interface from ore processing side. Yeah. I think we got it right. Perfect. Let's try this one more time. Let's count how much graphite dust we have. 187,022. And if you want more storage, super chests exist that have voiding built in with a single screwdriver click. That is an option. I just hate super chests. Placing items in them by hand feels like shit, but I guess I should never be doing that anyway. I'm such a drawer apologist, it's just kind of a problem. So I could wait for this timer to go, but since nothing else should be requesting crafts, see how the exquisite diamond is here? I think I can just press this button and we'll be okay. That should summon the meteor. So for those of you who are interested in what I'm doing currently, I am currently planning a video on the automation of meteors and how this all works and how you set it up. It is a very complicated and not very well documented process in Gregtech New Horizons specifically. So I think it's a very important guide to have. You can see my ore processing network just throws all of that directly into our macerators. I think it just goes macerate, macerate, centrifuge. We should see, yep, there we go. Our graphite dust is slowly being satisfied as we go through. If you want more storage, super chests exist and have voiding built in. I could, yeah, so you could replace these drawers with super chests. It's not as cool though. That's actually super easy to do now that I think about this. All you have to do is filter here now and then add a new drawer with a filter and a sticky card, depending on what you want out of your meteor. Let's see if there are any other meteors that I could easily do this for that are actually like applicable to me. I feel like the lanthanide meteor would be hellish to pattern out. But there might be some type of lanthanide that I use more often than anything else. Oh, there's also this meteor, Quantium, Deep Iron for Trinium. Oh. I think Trinium was kind of a pull on this. So 1084 Deep Iron ore. And then we crush that. Crush, macerate. So 10%. Ooh, this is very dependent on percent chances though, which is a very dangerous thing. I think out of this with a 10% chance, it would probably be weird to do anything over like 100 trinium per meteor, which I don't know if that's something I want to be doing because I could easily request over 100 trinium dust from some type of recipe. So we'll wait on that one actually. Ooh, this is new too. I remember that I can now make this, I think. As soon as I can make UHV tier circuits, never mind. ZPM Elite Mass Fabricator. This is Cosmic Neutronium, Samarium, which is good. Whole bunch of, ooh, this is 6,000 deep iron and Aquata, wow. Black plutonium, yttrium. This is probably our best yttrium source as well as our best neutronium source. Let's see, this about 466, so 400, 800 crushed, 800 dust plus our additives. The godly UV crop synth meteor, but it's so gated. Yeah, it does seem like it. Let's do a neutronium one. I think I'll probably say 500 neutronium per meteor. Because more is always better. Or, sorry, less is always better, and more meteors is always better. That's what I was trying to say. And then we just do this. And then we need to pattern this out. So, in order to get this neutronium ore, we need to sacrifice an elite mass fabricator. Oh man, that looks expensive. And then we should expect probably 500 neutronium dust out of this. That's not true. We can probably expect like 600 to 800. Blazing says, if trinium is an issue, couldn't you just process the Titan stone dust? Or is that not the one that has it? I think the easiest way to get trinium is deep iron dust. The problem with processing it is it takes 40 seconds at LUV in a centrifuge to get 1 tritium dust out of 4 deep iron. So I could definitely do this with my ore processing, but given that, I don't know, it just seems a little wasteful of like energy and time when I could just summon a whole nother meteor and get more deep iron. Okay, I think that's good. Let's get some neutronium dust. We got 1290 right now. It's so funny to see neutronium dust coming from like a fully made ZPM machine. It's so odd. And let's count our graphite. We've got 202,000. Did we order 2 graphite meteors? So that's like about 15k graphite per, and we're at 10k. I guess that's safe. It's better safe than sorry. We're working on our mysterious crystal as well. Where did all of our mysterious crystal go? I thought we had more for some reason. Oh shit, it's all in ore processing. Okay, well, we can knock that out real quick. A little bit of a cell shuffle, if you may. And then we can also get rid of these blacklist filters for these two now, because everything should be just stored on mainnet to begin with. And we should see all, yeah, 52,000 of it pop up here. Oh, that was some lag. Oh, Lord have mercy. Okay, this is why we're lagging. It turns out I will need to upload or hook up these interfaces as soon as I can. Hello, Killer Doggy. Oh my gosh, it's been a minute. This isn't great. Hello, Triss. We're just tanking our frame rate here. Oh shit, I forgot that this meteor I can't eat with my miner automatically. Oh, Lord have mercy. I've done a bad thing, I think. Well, let's clean up our own mess. Oops is right, yeah. So there is a way around this, and involves not using ender chests as your arcane bore outputs, and we can hook that up right now, actually, and I think it's probably very smart for us to do so. Another problem is my current setup cannot process a meteor this big on its own, and might struggle a little bit. What happened to the pattern, also? It's kind of funny that it just disappeared. I wonder if we already got our neutronium. Oh, maybe it got moved from the I/O port, actually. I can see that. Okay, I think that is most of the mess. It is time that we put some upgrades on this. We can do this very easily. It requires a little bit of legwork. But basically we just need to replace all of these chests with a storage or an item interface on our ore processing network. And that should be pretty easy with wireless. We have plenty of power to spare for wireless. Uh-oh. Somehow I got rid of a boar. Was a little too zealous with the Vajra. Let's keep this ender pouch on me because I know I'll probably need it as I keep going. How's it going, Tris? 790? Are you a Gregtech player? Is that how you found me? Mr. Gambiner? Yeah, childish Gambino, the one and only. So interfaces are wonderful. For those of you who are new to AE2, interfaces are kind of like storage buses in a way. Um, they move items instantly and you should use them everywhere. What an item interface does is allow you to access any type of network that it's linked to. And if you input items into your interface, as many items as you input, they will automatically go to whatever storage you have on your network. And it has pretty much infinite throughput, like effectively nearly infinite throughput. Um, Another thing you can do is stock certain items at your interfaces, which is a very, very useful thing. Infinity throughput, it doesn't have it. Yeah, it's dependent on these slots here, but it is a very, very high throughput. Let's just do dense covered cable probably. It's limited by 9 different items a tick. Okay, didn't know that. It's good to know. It has very, very high item throughput. How about that? Damn, setting this up is going to be a little bit of a nightmare. I think I can probably Ring of Loki my way out of some of this. Let's do this. Ring of Loki here. We'll clear the selection, open hand. Do that. And it doesn't work with cables. Of course it doesn't work with cables. Why would it? You can actually bottleneck an interface on World Accelerated Meteor Bore setup, but apparently you can somehow hook up ME chest directly to the bores and it works, but it's such a scuffed method. Someone was telling me, I think it was Dr. Nye was telling me that I should use chest buffers. Maybe it is ingredient buffers. I think the one that they were telling me to do was the super buffers, which can buffer 256 item stacks at LU. Well, actually, I think it's at all tiers, but it only moves so many items per second. Moves 16 items every 1/20th of a second at UHV. I feel like that might be slower. I can't actually tell the rates on that. An interface is much faster than that. That's what I figured. So we're just gonna hook up all of these interfaces. I think I can subnet these to save on channels. It's probably not the smartest idea, given if I shove everything into one interface, we might lose items to that. So I'll have to think about this. I started today, so 0. Nice. Pretty, oh, whoops. Okay, sorry, I didn't read your comment earlier. Pretty good. I found Goose, then other creators. Then I started playing GTNH 2. I love Neurotic Goose. I think Goose was partially the reason why I got into GTNH. I think I watched his videos first, and then one of my friends, Leaf, recommended that I watch the threefold playthrough as well, and then we just ended up going for it after that. That's all we needed. Having a blast. Lovely. Yeah, GTNH has been very fun for me. I love Goose, but GTNH is not for him. What does that mean? I think it has so much jank and like specific mechanics to take advantage of. I feel like Goose could benefit from that. I don't think he's interested in later progression though, which is most of the game nowadays. Because GOG runs very similarly to like just a normal playthrough once you get to late game. Like currently I don't really leave my personal dimension, so I'm essentially doing GOG in a way. All right, how many channels is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 21 plus 10 is 31 plus 3 plus 3 is 37 channels. So we need to split this 2 ways evenly. Hmm. How could I split this 2 ways evenly? I could like split it right down the middle. I mean that not down the middle. That wouldn't work. I guess I could do half of them go up and half of them go down. Oh, wow. This is a little weird. Let's do it this way. Okay, so that's that half. And then this half we do... Oh, wait, idea? We can do this. We can do this. This works. This works. That's a little janky. That'll connect it. So what we'll do is just get rid of that. It's as shrimple as that, fellas. He expresses a lot of frustration with post-LUV content, which is just place more machines. And there's no interesting things to figure out, then proceeds to copy 2 different complex automation solutions from the internet. Yeah, he seemed to dislike the time it took him to progress in later episodes. I think that's true. I think that if he could discover, I know this isn't his play style to like have other people show him how to play, but if he got his hands on some of the technology we use nowadays, like Universal, for example, and all of this weird stuff, like if he got inspired and started looking at other people's builds and stuff, I feel like he could cook something crazy with it. But I don't think that's his playstyle. I think he likes discovering things on his own. And so just by that virtue of that factor, I don't think he'll ever enjoy it. I guess you're right. Has this got warding on it? No. There we go. Warding takes so much FPS for some reason. Like he proves himself wrong on the same episode. I feel like he's exploring jank and interesting solutions, but long-term progression just seems to bore him very quickly. Yeah, I guess you're right. Long-term progression, I think, is very... I find myself interested by a bunch of random concepts that we cook up, including like our universal stuff over here and meteor automation and stuff like that. Like I'm excited when today we cooked up the solution to on-demand meteor outputs, right? Which I think is so exciting. Warding too many blocks can cause lag, by the way. That's all I'm gonna say to that. That's not many? Okay, that's good. That's good. I forget that when you say too many, it's a big bulk, a big excess that we're talking about. Just saying. No, I appreciate that. I kind of I can imagine why warding would cause some problems. Warding, yeah, especially like scaffolding feels really weird to ward. I bet that's not great, but it does look visually how I want it to, so I just will take a little performance hit. Sooner or later, I might want to redo this entire meteor mining setup, just on the virtue of the fact that I can't mine the biggest meteors. There's a huge 32 radius base meteor that I just will not be able to mine with this current setup. Does it lag TPS or client side FPS? That's a great question. Gregtech, would you weigh in on that? Do you know? This should be auto crafting interfaces. Nether quartz is a weird one. Something's got to be wrong there. Wow, we are supremely out of nether quartz, but boy, do I have a solution. There is a meteor for this. It feels weird to do it this way, but let's see. Nether meteors are actually great. All right. So, this nether meteor takes a advanced replicator and gets us 2,000 nether quartz ore. We can break that down into 8,000 nether quartz crushed and then wash it and then sift it. And I feel like it's less than a 50% chance. So we can probably say 4,000 nether quartz from a single meteor. I do have access to void miners, but I do like meteors. Are you saying nether void miner? That could be a good idea. For now, let's revel in the technology that we've made. Let's go to my little patterning station. $4,000 I think is safe. Why are you not using void miners? Because I'm fucking cool as shit, bro. I'm cool as shit. Oh, also, we should probably turn this off. Uh-oh. Okay. We should probably turn this off for now while we're doing some construction on the meteor. You know what, actually, what I should do is attach this to my redstone control for this. Oh, shit. You were right. You cannot meteor everything. But I'll see how far I can go. All right, so this should be off. So we can do a not gate. Oh, yeah, and we also haven't set up the subnetting. Whoops. That is a good point. What do you need in mass quantities that meteors cannot provide? We'll just see how this goes. I have no experience with them personally, so let's see if we can make it on the amount of interfaces that we have currently. Will to live. That is not provided in mass at ZPM by meteors. I can actually agree with that one. That one you gotta find yourself. I might have some single like side block interfaces that I can convert into full blocks. I guess it doesn't really matter if they're full blocks or not. Yeah, I have a couple of these. I could also get a nether quartz be online sooner or later, which probably wouldn't be a bad idea, right? There's a little indium meteor at the end of UV. How good is the indium meteor? I thought it wasn't that good. Oh, this meteor, sphalerite and galena. Yeah, that's kind of gross. I cannot lie to you. There's also the UV crop synthesizer. Oh, we're talking about this one with 349. That's not a lot. I cannot lie to you. 349 indium ore is probably like 700 indium plus a little bit. That's about like 1,000 indium per full meteor, which is that's an expensive meteor, right? Where the fuck did I put that cable? Oh, that's a weird one. Look at the rest of the stuff it provides. Americium, fluxed electrum, cosmic neutronium, europium, neutronium, nequadra, infinity catalyst ore. What do I do with infinity catalyst again? Do I like implosion compress it or something? Mutated living solder. That is pretty goated. I will want that in bulk, to be fair. It's just that void miners seem kind of bad when you're this close to space elevator. I think because we have access to toxic Everglades void miner, that could be a good idea. I worry about like storing those things. I would have to make specifically partition cells, I feel like, for all of the different void miners. Otherwise, I'd feel really weird about letting something constantly passively mine. I've heard so much about Tangum. What is the deal with Tangum? I know it's like an endgame material. It's magnet backwards. Oh yeah, someone was telling me that it's like an the new endgame magnetic thing, like samarium. Okay, there's half-ish. So this will take 4 wireless connectors on a bad day. We could like subnet this, but I think for the purposes of like throughput, um, it's probably a smart idea to not subnet it, because then we're putting all of the throughput on a single interface, which seems a little scary. Ninja says Tangum Meteor is worst and most expensive meteor, but it's the only way to get Tangum prior to tier 3 miner elevator if you do no rocket garden of grind. Yeah, so I've heard. I don't bother with void miners pre whatever garbage specific thing is needed like Tangum. Honestly, I'll get back to you guys on whether doing meteor dependency is smart or not. I don't feel like void miners. Void miners make me feel weird because you'll just have something constantly trickling resources into your network, and it's like a lot of them. So you need to do a lot of like network preparation to make sure that everything that you're producing has a home and won't overflow your whole system. Or I guess you need to check in on your ore processing system constantly. Um, which I don't like that concept, honestly. Gregtech says they're not slow. Compared to SE or Meteors, it's slow rate, but you can filter the ores you want. True. I did know that. Okay, that should be everything. We'll just get some wireless. Oh shit, I did forget something. Oh, and you know what? It definitely called that nether quartz thing, and it is good that I canceled. I turned this timer off. Otherwise, we would have gotten some meteor squashing, which would have been pretty scary. Oh, we're actually going to need 4 more of these. Let's ward this up. And we will actually need to ward up these corners as well. I should do that on the other side before I forget. Damn, we got some piping hot tea in the chat, guys. They're going at it down there. I have no opinions on this because I still haven't gotten to the point in the game that they're arguing about. Okay, that is now everything. And then we can just attach some wireless to this. I think the cutest way would probably be to do this and this. Nope. Nope, because that will connect through the interface. And then maybe this corner and this corner makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. We're just gonna need to do a lot of running back and forth to wireless this up. Bart again. Okay. I think we'll move these energy thingies somewhere else where they're not taking up a whole bunch of channels. Maybe we just put them like here. I feel like it's not super harmful. Are they not connecting? What's going on here? Oh, I guess they lose their energy. Hmm. Okay, first one. We're gonna do this top right. This one will connect to bottom left of our first side. Oh geez. I know there's like an advanced wireless connector, but I don't know how to use it, and I think we're already this far, so we'll just keep going. There we go. Not connected. Okay, that should be everything. That's a lot of EU. That's like 4 amps of EV right there. And that's all connected to our ore processing subnet, and that should be good to go. We've got warding on all the blocks. That should be in eye shot of these mining thingies. So I guess without further ado, let's turn it on and see if it all breaks. I'm gonna back up real quick before I try to break this thing. And I'm gonna go take 1 second to use the bathroom. I gotta go piss, girl. So BRB. Let me pause. There we go. Okay, somehow in my piss break, I gained 10 viewers, so whatever that was, keep it up, chat. I think my backup went through. Can't tell. Let me check my server side. Looks like it's good. Hit like 99.33%. Oh, there we go. Perfect timing. All right, let's fling it on and see what happens. Looks like all of our ores are not being thrown egregiously out into the wild, so that's a plus. What's not a plus is I forgot that this meteor is fucking humongous, and I can't fully mine it in the current state that my mining setup is in, so we're either gonna need to redo it or... Oh my god. Maybe we should remove neutronium as a pattern. At least until we add more bores. No, I did not think that, Greg. Okay, well, we do have an option to fix this. It is the nuclear option, as one might say. Oh shit, I need my mirror. You almost had a bad time. I also want to change the music because this is a little weird, Donald Glover. What are we thinking? The Drive soundtrack? Jesus Christ, there's a ton of cosmic neutronium and shit. You had to live and not die. Force this nerd to drink water. You guys hate me, I swear. It's just like constantly the friggin' drinking water stream. I mean, like, who wants to see that, man? Apparently you guys, I guess. Which is probably good for me, TBH. It's probably the most hydrated I have ever been in my entire lifetime, to be completely honest. No, I'm saying this fully ironically. I think it's like actually a good reward because one, it's actually like good for me, even though it tortures me a little bit. And two, you guys seem to love to use it to torture me. Alright, nourishment. So let's remove for now, sadly, that cosmic neutronium pattern because we don't want this to try to get a bunch of neutronium. Or I don't think it's cosmic, I think it's just normal neutronium. We don't want it to try to get a bunch of neutronium and then have the meteor like start compounding and not being able to get mined. Like that just sounds like a bad problem. Streamer mad when chat wants him to be hydrated. Are you also a fan of tap water? I only drink tap water. Bottled water is disgusting. Gregtech, you are so fucking weird, my guy. You are so weird. What does that mean? Never in my life have I heard of someone who goes, I cannot for the life of me stand bottled water. Tap water is so much better. I mean, I'm also American, so tap is pretty janky generally. Okay. Everything's good to go. We can just press that button to quick summon because I don't think anything else is going to get summoned anytime soon. Oh, lag. Hello. It's so satisfying to watch this happen every single time. Look at that go. Alright, let me read up on chat. Tap water is so much better. Y'all drink water, says Cyrus. And the finger dash says no. Mineral water is even worse. Where I live, tap water tastes better to me too. That is so, well, okay. I'm an American and tap water is historically like bad for you. Like most cities, a lot of cities you don't drink tap water. I don't give a shit because I live on the East Coast and like I've lived near New York for a while and I drink tap water and I don't care. But American tap water is like famed for being not great. Not the greatest. Oh, and you know what? Another thing I need to do is already set up this interface with nether quartz over here, and then a drawer, and a storage bus with a sticky card, and a nether quartz filter. And then I guess bi-directional is fine, and then we'll put some upgrades in it. I know you guys hate that I use drawers. I just like them. I just like them. Please, please forgive me. I know I'm not optimal. Where did we get this black plutonium again? Oh, yeah, this is from other stuff. Firestone, interesting. We might want to filter that out to get sifted. Yeah. So let's, we have a sticky card here that sends everything to the washer. So we'll put Firestone in here and sifter the Firestone. Americans won't drink tap water, but they think boiling water will remove all the lead. Why not use super chests? You've got them one by one anyway. You know what? You're right. I'm not even using drawer controllers. It's too late now. I've made peace with my life. You know, I can't, Greg. I'm too addicted. I can't stop using drawers. But it is cool to me now that my ME system will be able to send for meteors whenever we're missing some type of resource. I wonder if having these things here will impact anything negatively. I don't think so. Let's just order another meteor. See what happens. Fuck around and find out, shall we? Molecular assembler. I guess we can just throw this in here. And then 4 times copper cable is a ridiculous thing to not have. That's so funny to me. That might be a little overkill. Just a little bit. Let's do like 128 at a time. I'm probably going to sleep soon, but don't forget to check the stuff in Discord to see if that's what you wanted for the graph maker. Also, Hollow, thank you so much for putting some work into that. That is so lovely. For those of you wondering, I am working on as well as my Meteor automation video, we're working on a a Volcanus automation video. That shows about the special things, the special mechanics that the Volcanus has, and how to calculate your patterns so that way they can best make use of your overclocks instead of your parallels. And I just wanted to demonstrate something that I really enjoy about it. And Hollow is helping me do a calculation on exactly how that works. EV circuits, goddamn, for a MV level emitter? Yikes. Rare moments caught on camera, 9 making a pattern. Wow. Wow. Okay, there's about 30 seconds, I want to say, until we get this meteor. I make plenty of patterns. I've made nearly all of these patterns you see. Look at this. These patterns for days. All of this. All my Botania stuff is patterned. Wait a minute. You can't get on me. I even have AE2 integrated Botania. You got nothing on me. Alright, I think sooner rather than later, we're going to add another row of these arcane bores. See what happens. Hopefully that'll be big enough to process all the meteors that we run into. Yeah, I guess that's not a problem at all to have those little things on the outside. The moon does look very peaceful. Probably would look even better with shaders. This is probably a terrible idea to enable shaders while looking at this meteor. Minecraft too soon. I can't wait for GTNH 2 to follow it. I saw a video about that and I didn't think it was real. Maybe I should look at that. What a vibe. Some Mac DeMarco with some meteor eating. Finally AE3. Yeah, Tris, what is up with that? Is that real or is that fake? Vintage story better. That's based. So I think our macerators and washer still haven't gotten to what we're after. I'm sure it's processing like everything else before we get to the quartz, but I'm very happy with this system. I think I could be happy with this. You like it more without the shaders? Oh, but the shaders make the rest of the base look so good. How did the game not get sued? It's literally a Minecraft ripoff, like Vintage Story. Oh, is Notch making his own version of Minecraft? Is that what you guys are saying? Because that's kind of scuffed. I cannot lie. All right, let's get our multi-block hologram structure projector. We've got our everything we need. We're missing some stuff. We've got solidifier casings. What do you need, buddy? Oh, I bet it's this heat proof. Yeah. Let's make a couple of those. We've got our clean stainless machine casings. We should be good on that. Osmium reinforced borosilicate glass. Oh no, do we not have enough? Alright, to the glassworks, I guess. Oh, we're still working on it. What the heck? It should be crafting. So I guess something went wrong at the crafting factory. I would be surprised if anything got voided. What's happening here? Our glass cells are all here. Like the example cooking aluminum dust with nitrogen and MEBF, if you go above 127 ingots, it's linear progression in speed. But if you go backwards, its best batch sizes are 30 and 7. Minecraft 2 auto banning me for being gay. Real. I'm so confused. Why? How did we void some of these glass? I'm very interested to see. Looks like, because all of our cells are back in place where they should be. So I don't really know how it could go and get me 16 glass without completing the full thing. Hello, Kenzie Sinato with the follow. And Brianna says these songs are poppin'. Yeah, some Mac DeMarco late at night under the moonlight. Who can complain about that? We are making a lot of osmium per second though, so I can't really complain. It already crafted the 12. Oh, no, no, no. We should keep an eye on this and just make sure everything's happening. That one Volcanus is so overworked? Yeah, a little bit. That's the one I have all of my UV patterns in, so double ZPM hatches. I could actually give it double UV hatches soon and upgrade all of those. I could actually upgrade my whole blast furnace area to UV. Alright, so I guess we just got a lot of stuff cooking. I do want to finish this last fluid solidifier before I get off for the night. Is there anything else we can do? Let me look at my checklist, because we probably checked off some good stuff. We did get Fusion 2. We haven't gotten passive Helium 3. We haven't done research, but we did Universal Fluid Solidifier as well. I think soon we'll do laser engravers. What's next, actually? I think Flatline V2 is going to have to happen very soon. And we're going to do universal-based, level-maintained Flatline, because why not? Is PCB Factory actually good? I thought that it wasn't good until you could really put a bunch of energy into it. Is there a specific thing that it's good for? I'm assuming it's these life support boards. Bioboards. Probably not the radix recipe. Let me look at this the other way. Bioboards. Yeah, I don't think we have nanites yet, but we can do this other bioboard recipe. Oh, Kevlar. Growth catalyst medium. Ugh. Enriched holmium foil. Ugh. Maybe not that recipe. Oh shit, this all needs enriched holmium foil. %10 cost per board. It's good for them. It literally cuts down board cost by 10 times even on low tier factory. Okay. That's a good call. I'm gonna put that on the list. Because that's actually really easy to make, it looks like. Neutronium, Naquata, Indoloy. Why does this look so funny though? What is this? Are these all energy hatches? Important, check the configuration menu before building. The tier of this machine determines the available recipes. Machine tier 1 through 3 is set in the controller GUI. The config menu can be used to add upgrades. Each tier and upgrade requires additional structures. Whoa. Holmium. I do have a lot of holmium. Is this a YouTube mix? It's whatever my YouTube is telling me to. The YouTube is beaming these songs into my brain. Oh, what the? What's going on here? I'm not sure I quite understand what this multi-block structure is supposed to look like. Oh, there's tier 1. There's tier 2. Why does tier 3 look like that? That's UIV. I guess I don't need to worry about that. This is UHV, which I can actually make these, except I can't make infinity frame boxes. So we'll probably go with the tier 1. Why does the tier 3 look like that? That's the tier 3 preview. The tier 1 is smaller. Shift on controller to see the cost of tier 1. Oh. Hello. Why is tier 3 so different than tier 1 and 2? That's so weird. Oh, wait. Wait, liquid cooling tower, tier 1? Alright, I'm gonna need some help to assemble this at some point. But let's definitely add this to the list, because I agree, this looks like a good idea. For tier 2, you need to make nanoforge. Who knows? Yeah, that looks fantastic. There are some recipes, especially the mutated recipe looks very good. And I wonder, are these other recipes worth my while? Should I be doing all of these for circuit boards like this? Like, especially these elite circuit boards, having a one-step elite circuit board would probably be really nice. Polybenzimidazole, niobium, titanium, holmium. Yeah, I could do this. I could do this. And then all I would need is growth catalyst, which is very easy. Well, I'm going to need that anyway. You'll want to wait for cooling upgrade to make the lower ones. Oh, does the cooling upgrade add parallels? Is that what it is? Also, let me check on this fluid solidifier while it's going, just to make sure nothing nefarious is happening. Which it seems to be happening. Where are these fluids going? Why is it crafting 4 and then it just poops out? Are these getting voided or something? Let's check these buses. There's nothing cached in these buses. What's going on? In Angelica settings, set optimize world item rendering to false. Oh, does that really actually fix it? I'm actually very scared. Why does it seem to continue to... Let's see what's going on. My osmium reinforced borosilicate glass is like disappearing. I wonder if I set the filter properly for that. For this, I wonder if it's just popping into a storage bus. Nope. I really do want to figure this out before I get off stream because it keeps eating my osmium and then not giving me anything back for it. Yeah, we're gonna do level maintain flatline soon. I think that'll probably be one of our next goals. I'm just very confused as to where these items could be going. Epoxid is disgusting. Why do you guys hate epoxid? Is it because it has so many like other outputs? All right, you know what? I think I'm going to stay past stream to figure this out. I don't want to waste your time. So I'm gonna call stream as it is right now. I hope you had a wonderful time with me today. Thank you for dropping in. Shout out to, let me give a shout out to Table Corner right now. Good stream, go commit eep. Thank you all for joining me. Check out my YouTube, join my Discord, find me, whatever you think is right. Um, that's pretty much it. Be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and do your best. And I'll see you soon, whether that's tomorrow or next week or next month or whatever it is, you're always welcome here. So let's go raid somebody. I'm gonna see if we have any GTNHers online, which we have been having a lot recently. Ooh, there's multiple. We got to raid Vex, who is playing on the Vanguard run, which is a run that we are a part of. This is like a server with a bunch of streamers that I've been playing on. I haven't been streaming as much of that because I've been really obsessed with our current world, but yeah, that's it. I'll leave you in their hands with this raid in 9 seconds. Okay, peace, y'all. Awkward eye contact. Peace, VOD.